Board Game Closet. My name's Jimmy.
I'm Rod.
I'm Bradley.
And today we're doing a preview of Trekking the World.
Trekking the World.
Trekking the World.
The travel game.
The travel game. Now, this is a game, this is actually a follow-up game. The same company did Trekking the National Parks. And so now they said, let's take this thing on the road.
Not enough. We need to go more places. Think bigger.
Think bigger, people. And so if you're familiar with that game, or even if you're not, this is a follow-up to that one. And so this is a new implementation of some of those things. And so you are going to be playing as a traveler that goes from country to country, picking up souvenirs and going on tours of beautiful locations. And the artwork in this game is incredible.
It is definitely the highlight. And they made sure to do tarot-sized cards to where
big, yeah.
it's just taking up, that artwork's taking up so much of the card.
Yeah.
The board itself is just beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's easy to identify the areas and everything. It's just well done.
All right, so on a turn, what are you going to do? You are going to discard a card from your hand. That's the very first thing that you do because you have to move every single round. And on the top of the card, it'll tell you how far you can move, and you must move that number. So that makes some interesting decisions because you're like, I only want to go 2 spaces, but I have to discard a 3 because that's all I've got.
Yep.
And so you're going to move, and then the second part of the phase is you're going to do one of 3 things. You're either going to draw 2 more cards, or you're going to take a tour, which means you are on the location and you have the cards needed to take this tour, and then you claim that card. Or the last thing that you can do is go on a journey.
Just go on a journey.
And so that means that you discard 2 cards that have the same symbol on them, and then you get to do either the A or B journey. In every game that you play, these are going to be shuffled up, and you've got a new thing that you could do on A or B.
Right.
And so those are the things that you get to do on your turn, but the strategy is a little bit deeper than that, in that where you're going to go, where you're going to get the cubes, what new locations have popped up, right?
Now, the one thing you kind of missed there was that when you make that move, you land where the cube is, then you get that cube.
That's right. Yeah. So if I land in the pyramids here, then I'm going to get this red cube that then gets to drop into my handy dandy suitcase.
Suitcase, yeah. But like Rod was saying, if you happen to have the 3 card, you don't collect the cubes along the way. And so what you strategize is not just what colors you need for the tours, but also the movement that you need for later on. So it gets real tricky.
And so, but it's really easy to understand. So
Yep.
you're going to be able to let somebody sit down. Actually, when we played this for the very first time, I said, let's just go.
Yep.
I'm not going to tell you anything. Just sit down at the table on your first thing, discard a card and move that many spaces. And now you have 3 options of things that you could do. And we were off and running and it was going.
Right.
Totally. This could be played at Thanksgiving, at Christmas. People that aren't so into the board games, if you want to get them into it, this is a very good beginner level game that you can just take off, like Jimmy said.
The nice thing about it, too, is that education-wise, you could have the younger players will learn a lot on locations and where things are located.
Yep.
The continents themselves, that type of thing, which is, the way schools are now. They just don't teach anything anymore. So, but I just love the way that with this type of game, the kids will start picking up the knowledge of different locations. And I mean, I didn't know where some of these places were. Now I do.
Now you do.
Yeah.
Awesome. And on the back of each one of these cards, it does give you a little paragraph about each one of these locations. So when it's not your turn, you could be learning
some
about
reading.
the Terracotta Army. Now, what's neat about this campaign is that they're doing 1 pledge level. So you're going to get everything. You don't have to go to a deluxe level. You don't have to add anything on. There's not any other expansions. You pay the 1 price, you get the game, and I think that it's relatively affordable. So
Very affordable, very reasonable.
Right. Go out there and check it out.
Check
That's
it
what I would
out.
do.
Trekking the world.
Trekking the world.